You right here. Maybe take about, I'd say about 8 or 10 of them if you have, okay? And you're gonna line them up in a row like this. Put them as close together as you can. It's kind of complicated when you're trying to get them to line up evenly, but you can do it. Let's see, we want kind of an even number. Let's see, I think we're gonna probably do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you have a ton of popsicle sticks, you can always make a bigger one. But for right now, I'm gonna make this one by putting it here. Then I'm going to take a tiny, tiny bit of glue. I'm gonna move my popsicle sticks over, okay? I'm gonna take a tiny bit of glue and put it down on my paper. The reason I'm putting a little bit of glue down is because I want the back of the popsicle sticks to stick there, but not permanently. I just want them to stick for long enough while I am going to draw a puzzle on them. So I'm gonna spread my glue out. Yes. I'm gonna spread my glue out and I'm gonna stick them back down on top of the glue, but just a thin layer of glue because later we're gonna break it apart. Okay, once you have that, it's going to be a little bit easier to draw without them moving.
Hold on, Christine, we have a question really fast. Leah, did you have a question about this stuff?
I didn't, but I'm still a little behind.
No, take your time. Take your time. This is the only step we're doing right now is just putting our popsicle sticks down and then moving them over, put a little tiny bit of glue, smush it around, and then put it back on because we're not gonna stick them permanently. We're just gonna stick them for a few minutes. So I'm gonna take any questions if we have it. Otherwise, I'm gonna assume you guys have got this part of it.
I have a question.
Go for it.
What if I have tape?
Tape is totally fine. Put a little bit of tape along the top or the bottom.
Oh, easy.
We just don't want them to move so much so we can have a little bit of ability to color or draw on them. And this way they won't move so much, but when I'm done, I can break them apart very easy. So tape will work fine, but just don't put tape across the middle or you can't really draw there. Awesome. Sophie, go ahead and ask your question.
Well, I don't really have to color my popsicle sticks because they're already colored.
But wouldn't it be cool if you draw on top of them? Because we're going to make a puzzle. So you could take like a black marker and draw on top of them or any color, and then we'll figure out how to put them back together. Okay, awesome. All right, should I move on or are we still working on putting our popsicle sticks down? Thumbs up or stop? Thumbs down, okay, so that means somebody else wants me to wait a few minutes, no problem. Anybody want to tell me something cool they did on their weekend? It's hard to do a lot of cool things on the weekend when we're supposed to be home, right? Alexa, you want to tell me something you did on your weekend?
I had a friend over yesterday and she discovered like a secret little place. It's hollow inside like a tree.
Oh,
so she discovered
that is so
that.
cool.
So I'm working on it to make like a little garden, secret garden.
I was just gonna say, make like a time capsule in there or something, and then you can go back and find it in like a month or two. That's so cool. Leah.
On the weekend, I went on to the beach with my family, but we kept our distance, and me and my dad and my mom, barely my sister, but we all went in the ocean, and my dad taught me how to dive under the waves.
Oh, that's so cool. Wow. You were diving into the waves. Did you see a mermaid? Not this time? Lily, that's very cool, Dalia. Lily, what did you do this weekend?
I have two things. The first it was my brother's birthday.
Oh, your brother's birthday. How cool. I could see
And-
some decorations.
And we got popsicles and water for his birthday because it was 100 degrees.
I'm
It
sorry.
was 100 degrees.
Could you just say it again a little bit louder? I had trouble hearing you.
It was 100 degrees.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah,
He
so
must
she
have
got
loved it. How
popsicle.
old is he?
She said she
Yeah,
got popsicles
super
because it was
cool.
100 degrees.
100 degrees. That was, yeah. How old is your little brother?
8.
8. Super cool.
He's big.
He's the big boy, yeah.
And
All right, how about you, Hannah? What did you do?
to the beach with my family and we went on a walk.
Oh, awesome. That sounds great. Anybody? Oh, I see Zoe. Sophie's raising her hand. Sophie.
I went to the beach and I kind of boogie board through there.
That's awesome. I think I remember when you were in class the other day, you even had wet hair because you had just come back from the beach. Super cool. Okay, so let's see. Let's move on. Alexa, we'll come back to you in just a minute and you can share some more stuff, but everybody can see that we are ready to go. So now on your popsicle sticks, you're going to decide what you want to draw. You're going to start with the pencil, okay? Of course, I'm missing my pencil. Here it is. You're going to start with the pencil and you're going to decide what you want to draw. I'm going to draw a little bit of a hillside. So it's going to match across like this. And I'm going to draw a hill that comes across like this. And that's going to give my person that is trying to put my puzzle back together a few clues on where the puzzles might line up, because they're going to see the lines right here. And they're going to be able to see that those lines are going to match up to become a shape. Okay, so now it looks like I made 2 hills. You do not have to make 2 hills. You can make an underwater scene. You could make a hot air balloon scene. You could make something else, but you have to kind of think about when somebody's going to put this together, you don't want them to get like stressed out that it's too hard. So if you draw a tiny thing in the middle, it's not going to work. We kind of have to use the whole thing. So I'm going to do a cloud over here. Okay, here's my cloud up here. I'm going to do maybe the sun coming in over here. Okay, so this is going to be how people are going to know to put things back together, because it's going to go across more than one stick. If it just stays on one stick, it's not going to be too easy to put back together. So I'm going to make my cloud a little fluffier so people will know to line it up over here. So do you see what I'm drawing right here? I'm not doing it so small. I want to make sure I'm using all my sticks. But now I'm not going to draw with any more black, because I think the black is not the color exactly I want to do. So I think I'll draw a bird. Maybe I'll draw a bird in here. And after I draw my bird, then I'm going to start to move on to colors, okay? So here's my little bird. Okay. Very cute. Maybe I'm going to draw another bird friend going this way so that they're having a conversation, right? Since it's a lot of times we can only talk to friends on the phone and stuff now, we have to social distance from everybody and stay away. It's nice to see the bird friends flying together. So that's kind of all I'm going to draw, and maybe a few flowers down here. Maybe a couple flowers on the bottom of my hill. Now, if I'm going to draw a flower here, I'm going to draw it a little smaller because it's farther away, okay? So here's some pretty flowers on my hill. Now, I'm going to start coloring them in, because I want to use other colors besides black. But I'm going to come back and see what you guys are doing. Anybody need any help? You don't have to even ask. You can just unmute yourself if you need some help. So what I'm gonna do now while I'm watching what you guys are up to is I'm gonna start coloring. You guys see what I'm doing on mine? I'm going to start coloring this in so that it will be back together, because if you guys have ever done a real puzzle before, the sides of it, the pieces that fit together are your clues. We don't have any clues here except for our eyes. So we're going to see with our eyes how to put this together. So that's going to be our clues, which will be really fun once we do it. And you can ask all your family to try it. Say, hey, can you put my puzzle together? All right, I'm going to do my little red flowers in the grass. Okay, and then I'm going to try to do a lot of different colors, because the more colors I do, the more clues it's going to give, right? So orange will go with orange, and yellow will go with yellow, and blue will go with blue. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to go back and share for a second. Okay, so you can see right here, see how I'm coloring it in? And so I'm going to put my little flowers here. I can go over and outline them if I wanted to. And then I'm going to start coloring in my sky. Now, if you have one big area like the sky where it's all blue, that makes it a little more complicated for someone to put it back together, because they can have so many combinations of blue, 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 blue. You want to give something else in the sky, a butterfly, a bird. If you're doing something under the ocean, the same way, okay? Excuse me, I have a little cough this morning. Okay, who wants to show me? Anybody want to show me what they're working on? Hi, Elizabeth. Anybody want to show me what they're working on? You can just hold it up like this if you want. Okay, wait, I'm gonna spotlight you real quick, Hannah, so I can see it. Oh, guys, cool. Oh, Hannah did awesome. She did love. Check it out. That's very cool.
I tried to do it 3D.
You did it 3D. That's very cool. And that's based on an artist. I'm forgetting his name right now. Let me think. It'll come to me. And it's in Philadelphia that artist made the love sculpture. I'm gonna look it up real quick so I can remember it. Let's see. Oh, Robert, Indiana. I should have guessed that. Robert, Indiana made that. Jagger, how you doing? Good? Okay. Can I see it? Oh, awesome. Oh, look at those hills. Amazing. Great job. Okay. So I'm going to keep coloring. If you have any questions, go ahead and just unmute yourself and you can ask me, because sometimes it's hard to see if you have a question if I'm put my head down so I'm coloring. So just unmute yourself and go ahead and ask me. Oh, Alexa, did you want to tell us something else? You had your hand raised before we went. Yeah.
I was just gonna ask to move on.
Asked to do what, honey?
To go to the next step.
Oh, okay, excellent. All right, so everybody should be coloring in their puzzle and figuring out what they're gonna do to make it look really amazing. So my thought is color is gonna be what makes it look really amazing. And it's also the clues we need on how to put it back together. Because even though we drew it, we might have a hard time putting it back together if we do it too simple. Also, if we do it too complicated, that might be hard. So we gotta do a nice balance. Okay. I think I'm gonna do some dots maybe on my grass a little bit. I don't know what that'll be, but maybe a little bit of cool wildflowers. And then since I did my cloud with black, I'm gonna color it in with a little gray so that it kind of looks like a cloud since I don't have white. So now I'm gonna show you guys what I finished, and you guys keep working for a minute and then you guys can share what you guys have finished. So here is my puzzle. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. I can zoom in on it. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom. I can zoom in on Zoom. Isn't that cool? Okay, awesome. So, whenever you are ready and you feel like you've colored everything, I will ask you to share it with us, okay? If it's easy to hold up. If it's not easy to hold up, don't worry about sharing right now. Zoe, are you in San Francisco or is that your background?
It's just my background.
Oh, okay, cool. Hi, Abby. How's yours coming? Good, awesome.
Can I share mine?
I would love to. Who's that? Leah?
Leah, yeah.
Okay, go for it, Leah. Hold it up. We're gonna spotlight you.
So this is mine.
Oh,
Kind
so
of
gorgeous.
sunset, and I tried making an air balloon that kind of looks like a cupcake, and some birds and pink clouds. Because usually when the sun sets, the clouds are pink.
Yes, and the way you drew the stripes across the bottom of the grass, it's gonna be such a cool puzzle to put back together. Well done. Who else wants to share? Okay, so nobody else wants to share right now. That's okay. So now the next step I'm going to show you, if you're still coloring, that's okay. But the next step is going to be to pop the puzzle pieces apart and turn them upside down so that any little extra glue will dry. Because we don't want the glue to stick on there. It's going to be impossible when we try to put it back together. So pop it off your paper. And anywhere that there's a little extra glue, like mine has a little extra glue right now from the paper, I'm just popping it off. Take it apart. Anywhere that's a little sticky, just wipe it a little and set it down so that it can dry upside down. Maybe I put a tiny bit too much glue on mine, but that's okay. So I'm just going to peel off the pieces of paper that kind of stuck on there. It doesn't matter because it's on the back, but I just don't want it to be sticky still. So I'm going to pop these parts off one at a time. And I'm going to peel off any little bit of paper that might still be stuck onto it. I think I was excited to share with you guys, and I put a little too much glue on mine, but hopefully yours comes off very easy. And I'm going to peel this off, and I'm going to let this sit for a little while. Because before I try to put it back together, I want to make sure there's no spots of it that are sticky. So I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to leave it like this. And I'm going to put it aside, and we're going to go on to another project and come back to this one. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one off to the side and let it dry for a little bit. And in the meantime, I'm going to get a new paper so that I can show you guys what we're going to work on. But you guys go ahead and do that, and I'm going to wait and see if anybody needs any help.
Mine kind of sticked, so they have lots of paper on the back.
Okay, so then just take a few minutes and pick it up. Hey Jagger, welcome back. So all we did was we took ours apart. We took them apart and we peeled off any little paper that might be on the back. Okay, okay, good job.
And that is for any discipline, not just in the music realm, but
Awesome. Okay. Iris and Juliet, do you want to show what you're doing? Looks like you're coloring. That's awesome. So if you're finished and you're waiting for the next step is going to be to get 4 popsicle sticks and put them aside, and then get 4 more and put them aside. So that's 8 total. Actually, let's make 4 more besides that. So 12 total. Okay. So I'm waiting while you guys do your clear the paper off, and then you guys tell me when you're ready. In the meantime, I think Sophie knows what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell some bad jokes.
Do we take it off of the paper yet?
You can leave it on the paper to dry. It's up to you. If you have room to do it, you can leave it on the paper. Just not on the sticky part, okay?
Can I show you mine?
So please. Oh, wow, I'm gonna spotlight you. Guys, look at Alexa's. Super cool, Alexa. That's a beautiful heart. Awesome. Okay, take it apart. Hey, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, do you have your sister there too? Hey, Zoe, you want to do a joke with me?
Okay.
Hey, Zoe, why was Cinderella bad at soccer?
I don't know.
Because
Why?
she was always running away from the ball. I know, bad joke, right? Let's see. Let's see.
You're looking them up, aren't you?
I'm looking them up. Yep. Leah, knock knock.
Who's there?
Leah, knock knock.
Who's there?
Patch.
That's who.
Bless you. Achoo. See? Okay, Sophie, go for it.
Well, I just wanted to say, I thought you said that last week that you were telling it from your joke book.
Oh, well, it's a joke book online. Yeah, it's online. Yes. Thank you. Okay, let me see. Oh boy, this is a really funny one.
She gets her jokes online.
Yeah. Hey, Jagger, you want to answer this one?
Okay.
What does the rain cloud wear under her dress?
I don't know.
Thunderwear. All right, let's see. Alexa, you want to answer this one?
Sure.
If a seagull flies over the bay, what is he called?
A bagel.
Yes, good job.
I know another one that's almost the same one, but it's said a different way.
Okay, please tell us.
Why do seagulls not fly over the? Why do seagulls fly over the sea?
Because they're seagulls.
No, because if they flew above the bay, they would be bagels.
Bagel.
That's the other
one.
one.
That's
Yeah, I
funny
know.
one. Lily, you want to answer this one? How can you make a tissue dance?
I knew it.
You gotta unmute yourself, Lily. Lily, unmute yourself. Lily, how do you make-
Buggy.
Yeah, she put a buggy in it. Awesome. Okay, so I think we're gonna stop jokes for a few minutes and we're gonna go back and we're gonna make sure if you guys are all set. Oh, I see Jagger waved the tissue around. That's funny. So now what we're gonna do, put those aside because I think everybody's kind of finished with that one. Put those aside and we're gonna use our next popsicle sticks because those are actually gonna take a few minutes to work on individually. So we're gonna have them in fours. We're gonna have 4 on one side, 4 on another side, and 4 in the front. And the 4 in the front, we're going to do some cool designs on with markers, crayons, colored pencils, anything you have, okay? You're gonna do some cool designs. So you are gonna choose, do you wanna color the whole thing?
Hey, how many
Sophie already
popsicle
has hers colored in. 4. So Sophie already has hers as colors, so she might not want to color them in. She might want to do more cool designs, but you might want to just go ahead and color them right in like this. And that way it will give us a background color and we can do designs on top of it. It's your choice. So you got to color 4 of them, either all the way in or with designs. Okay, so maybe I'm going to do some cool design like this across this one. Okay, see what I'm doing? That's just going to give it an interesting pattern. Now I'm actually going to color both sides. But as long as you color one side, it's kind of all we need. But I'm going to color both sides just to make mine even more finished looking. Okay. So you guys keep coloring. You need to color 4 of them. When you have 4 of them designed, we'll move on to the next step, okay? So, but keep coloring 4 of them. It's kind of hard to see on mine. I'm doing yellow right here, but yellow is a little hard to see. I hope you guys can see it. Awesome. Okay. So now I have 2 designs, and what those are going to become is a frame after. So look how cool that's gonna look, right? And then we're gonna do a design and a drawing inside the frame. But right now we're gonna just think about doing all 4 colors. It's really interesting. Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing and you guys can talk to me or tell me anything. And I'm gonna do both sides on mine. Your puzzle should be almost dry, so when we're done with this, we'll go back to our puzzle and we'll put it back together and we'll try to see if we can maybe get a family member to try it. Anybody else want to share something they did on their weekend? Because we kind of ran out of time earlier. Anybody else want to share something or something they're going to do soon that they're looking forward to? I have a little son and he's 1.5, and we have a cool plan. Next weekend, we're going to go to a place called the Gentle Barn, and we're going to get to see cows, but you can't come out of your car. You have to stay in your car the whole time, but you can get to see cows and pigs and goats, and you can even give them some food, which will be really fun. But I like that we'll stay in the car so that we're safe and that, you know, we're getting to do an adventure, but we're still social distancing, right? We gotta still make sure we kind of stay home the best we can. Okay, Alexa, go for
it. My mom and dad's anniversary is soon, so we're going to rent a beach house.
Oh, awesome.
And we're gonna stay there for like 2 or 3 days.
Oh, that's cool. Do you know what beach you're gonna go to?
No. But we're looking
cool.
into beach houses.
That's awesome. That sounds like fun. Can I come too? No, I know. Just kidding. Who else? Anybody got something they're looking forward to doing soon? How about going back to school? Is anybody thinking that they're looking forward to going back to school, or do you think we're gonna have to stay home more?
I think soon, I think my school is not gonna open up until next year.
Yeah.
But it may, but if it does, we'll have to wear our mask the whole time.
The whole time.
Keep
Yeah.
our distance, everything.
And it'll be kind of complicated, huh?
I'm pretty sure before we go to school, we're gonna need a temperature check.
Yeah, yeah.
When I have to go back to school, I have to go into 3rd grade.
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, I think 3rd grade's probably a very cool grade to go into. Are you looking forward to it or maybe a little nervous?
I'm a little nervous because
Yeah.
I haven't finished 2nd grade yet.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? You'll make new friends and you'll have a great time, and it will hopefully we'll be back in school sometime this year. Miles, how about you? How you doing? You doing okay?
We're having trouble with the laptop, but you know we're having a little trouble with the password.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we're a
I
little behind, right?
I can see you fine on there. Let me just show you what we've been working on, Miles. No problem. We're happy you're
Okay,
here.
I'm so sorry.
So far, no worries. So far we took 4 popsicle sticks and we just colored designs on them. That's all we've done so far of the next project. The first project we did, we made a puzzle, and I think you were here for most of that, and we took the puzzle apart and we're letting it dry. That's all we've done so far. Okay. Ask any questions if you need to, no problem. Sophie, you want to answer another joke?
Sure.
Okay, let me get one. Let's see. What kind of animal can you always find at a baseball game?
A bat?
Yes! Good job. A bat. That's awesome. Let's see.
Can I make
What?
5 popsicle sticks?
You need 4 right now because 4 will be how we make a frame with all 4 sides. We're making a square, but you can make 5 for later. We'll use more of them later. What kind of key opens a banana? Anybody want to
Key.
guess? A
monkey.
monkey. Good job. Let's see. Oh boy, this one's embarrassing. Funny. What did the traffic light say to the car? Look away, I'm about to change. It's gonna change colors. Yeah. I think Leah liked that one.
Can I tell it?
Oh,
Can I tell like something funny?
yes.
So it's not a riddle, but it's kind of a really, really long joke. But it only takes like 2 minutes.
Go ahead, we'll listen.
Okay, so one day, a boy from school had to learn the first 4 letters of the alphabet. So that he came home and then said, Mom, can you tell me the first letter of the alphabet? And she was on a phone call and she was very mad at her person. So she said, she was on the phone, she didn't even notice him. And she said, shut up. And he was like, oh, thanks. And then he was like, Dad, can you tell me the second letter of the alphabet? And he was counting his money from work. And he didn't want to get lost. So he was like, Dad, can you tell me the second letter of the alphabet? And then he finished counting, and he was like, 180. Because he had
180 is the second letter of the alphabet. That's funny.
And then he went to his sister, and she had a massive crush on Justin Bieber, and she didn't even notice him. And she was like, Justin Bieber, Justin Bieber.
Oh
And
boy.
when he asked her, and then his baby brother, he was like, I mean, I don't know if he would know the fourth letter of the alphabet, but I mean, it's worth a try. So he was playing with his toy cars, and he asked him, and he was like, in my brum brum car, instead of brum brum, since he was a baby, he said brum brum.
Okay.
So the next day, he went back to school, and the teacher was like, did you learn your first 4 letters of the alphabet? Yes. And tell them to me. And then he was like, shut up.
Shut up. Oh boy.
And then she's like, how many detentions would you like? 180. And then, who do you think you are? Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber. How do you think you're gonna get away with this? In my vroom vroom car.
Oh my goodness. You know what, Leah? You're actually a very good joke teller because that kept me interested the whole time. Good job. Alexa, go for it.
I have a joke.
Go for it.
The lady at the bank asked me to weigh her weight, so I pushed her over or something like that. I don't really remember.
Oh, it's great. Good job. I love you tried. That's awesome. Okay, so here's what we're going to do next. Let's take them apart. Over
Wait,
here.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Okay, I'll wait another second. No problem.
I'm still working on the coloring.
Okay, if you're already done and you're waiting for the next step for a minute, why don't you go back and try to put your puzzle, work on your puzzle a little bit, see if you can put your puzzle back together. I'm going to try on mine right now, so I'm going to show you on mine. Only if you're done. If you're not done, just go ahead and keep working. So now I'm going to look at mine and I'm going to see how to put mine back together. I'm going to look for some clues. Like the clues I might look for are at the top, I can see there are clouds. So I'm gonna look at my clues up here and there's some clouds. Now my birds, they don't exactly fit together here, even though the clouds look like they fit together. So that's not right. Here I found a match. See how I can find the match? I can tell because the flower and the cloud are gonna match. But then I realized it's not the full flower. There it is. Now I can see I have a few pieces together. Now see this line right here? This is going to be my next clue because I'm going to find the one that goes and matches. Now that one doesn't exactly match, so I know it's probably further over and there's one missing in between. Does that make sense? So now I'm going to look here. Does this one match? It sure does. Now we can see my line is starting to form down here and my bird is coming together. So now I can check, oh, look at the bird is starting to come together, but it's still not quite right. I'm still missing something in between. See how the head does not line up? So I'm gonna move it over a little bit more and I'm gonna look for one more piece like that. And I think I just found it. Awesome. Now my bird is coming together. My cloud is coming together and my little hillside is coming together. So now I'm going to look for my next part. So I have this piece of the bird and I'm going to look for maybe the next piece of the bird and I think I just found it. I can look at this clue or I can look at the clue that's here. Those are my two clues I can look at. This one is kind of working, but not really because you see the line doesn't match up. So we want to make sure the top kind of matches and that will show us. So I'm going to take a different one and I'm going to look, oh, I need the end of the bird. So there's my clue with the bird. And here, a tiny bit right here, I can tell is the tail of the bird. Dun, dun, dun. And here's my last piece to put together. Super cool. So I was able to put my puzzle back together. So now I'm gonna mix it all up. I'm gonna put it in a bag and I'm gonna give it to someone on my family and say, good luck, put my beautiful puzzle together. Now, if you want, you don't, if it has like sticky stuff on the back, you can still peel it a little bit more, but that's not the important part. The puzzle's the important part.
Can I tell
so
a
cool.
riddle?
Let's wait just a second so we can see if we're ready to do the next part. And then when we have time while we're working, you can tell a riddle, yes.
This is
Anybody
so
have-
cool. It's like a project and a game.
Yes, exactly. Hi, Ash. Sophie,
Hi.
go for it.
So fun. Did everyone draw birds like yours, or did everyone kind of do their own thing?
Everybody did their own thing and they were really cool. We even had some that were like rainbowy. We had one that was like the love, L-O-V-E, on top of each other from Robert, Indiana. We did a lot of cool, yeah. Sophie has a question.
After the person who just said if they could ask a riddle, is it okay if after them I can ask a riddle?
Of course. Yes, we love riddles. Okay, so we're going to go back to the screen share for just a minute so I can show you guys our next step. If you're not ready yet, it's okay, but we got to move on a little bit or we're going to run out of time. So this is kind of the easy part right here, okay? You're going to take a little bit of glue and you're going to put it on the side. You're not going to put it on your popsicle sticks yet, okay? I'm gonna take a little paintbrush. If you don't have a paintbrush, you can use your tip of your finger or you can use another popsicle stick. And I'm gonna put a little bit of glue, not a ton, but I also have to put enough so it starts to stick. But when I am ready to glue it to the next one, I don't want it to be so thick that the glue is going to squirt out everywhere and make a big giant mess, okay? So remember I said we're going to make a square. So we're going to put the glue on the top and the bottom, and then we're going to stick it down. And we're going to do the same thing on another popsicle stick on the top and the bottom, because that one's going to go underneath here. See how I'm building a square up like this? Oh, my camera's weird. There we go. You guys can see I'm building a square and I'm going to hold it and press it down. Now it did squirt out the top just a little bit. I can either go right straight to the edges, or if I choose, I can go in more. But I'm going to do this one right straight to the edges because I'm going to show you why later. I'm going to add a picture inside. So now I'm going to put a little tiny bit more glue on the bottom of each of these. And I'm going to put my last popsicle stick that I colored on top. I thought I did another one with designs, but I think I've lost it somewhere. I don't know how I could have lost it, but I did. All right, so I'll just put my plain purple one. Now, if it doesn't match, it's because you have to move it a little closer together so it makes an even square. A square is the same on all four sides, right? Okay, so now I'm going to hold it for a second. Dun, dun, dun. Now, did any of you guys think to bring any gems or cool, what do you call that stuff? Chenille sticks or pipe cleaners, anything like that? Or are we just working with markers? So we have accessories we can put on top of it, because I found some gems in mine. So I'm going to put some gems on mine, but that's not the important part right now. The important part right now is just to get all four sides to stick together and be able to pick it up. So if it doesn't pick up yet, it's because it needs another second to dry. So don't pick it up too fast or it'll fall apart like mine just did. So put it back together, leave it for a second, let it dry. And we're going to go on to our other ones. Remember I told you to have 12 of them out? Okay, so I'm going to move this off to the side and let it dry for a minute. Now, do you guys know what warm colors are and cold colors? They're not actually colors that you can feel, but they're colors that you would think would be if you touch them, they would have a feeling to them. They would have a feeling of warm or cold, which I don't know where I just put mine. Hang on one second. Where are you hiding on me, little markers? So I did 4 warm colors and 4 cold colors. My warm colors are red, yellow, orange, and for me, I did some pink too. And then my cold colors are gonna be blues, purples, greens, and then I also did black. So on your, I really can't imagine where they went. I haven't moved. Oh, wait, here's one. Ah, they were just hiding. They were upside down. So let me find all my colors. Here's my blue. So these are my 4 cool colors I did with my markers. And this is going to be for a separate frame we're going to do in just a minute. And then I did my 4 warm colors like this. And I'm going to do the same thing with gluing them, except watch what I'm going to do on this one. This is, I'm only telling you this, you don't have to do it right now. You just have to look, okay? I'm going to do it more in the middle like this, and I'm going to do opposite. So I'm going to do 1 cold color, 1 warm color, 1 cold color, 1 warm color. And this time I'm going to overlap it like this, okay? So that there's a little room on both sides. You don't have to do this one right now. This is an example for what to do later when you have extra time and you're bored and you think, oh, what else can I do with these popsicle sticks? This will give you a cool project, okay? So I'm doing kind of the same thing, except for this time when I put my glue on it, I'm putting it on in the middle. Okay, bum, 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 like this. Okay, now this is going to be a double layer popsicle stick frame, which will be super cool to do. Okay, so I'm gonna have to let it dry like I did before, but this time it's overlapping. See, there's edges on it. So I'm gonna let this one dry, but while it's drying, I'm gonna get a little bit more glue. And I am going to do another layer on top, but this time I'm gonna go even more, a little bit inside like this. Watch what I'm doing. Okay, so watch. This time I'm gonna go even more inside with these 2. Look how cool that's gonna look. Now I'm making it more 3D, right? And I'm gonna go even more inside on this one. I think I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. Zoom on my zoom. Okay, so let me move this up just a little bit on my camera. Move the cord out of the way. And so I'm doing it on the inside. So honestly, I could go and do another layer even if I wanted to, and it would be even more 3D, right? But check out how cool this is gonna look. So now, when that dries, that's gonna be pretty amazing. If I wanted to, I could even do another layer on it and make a teeny picture in the middle. But do you see how when I did some warm colors and some cold colors, it comes together, it looks like a rainbow. So that's another way you can do it. So I'm going to put that one aside for a minute because that's a very cool one, and that's what ones you'll be able to do with your other frames that we did. But this one, I'm going to go back to this one that we did. Now I can pick mine up and I'm able to hold it. And so what I'm going to do now that it's dry is I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm going to lay it behind it and I'm going to trace it. So let me show you. I'm going to trace the inside of it with a pencil, like this. And I'm going to lift it off. Now, can you guys see my line right there? If I glue my line like that, guess what's going to happen? It's not going to work because it's going to be a little bit too thin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my line just a little bit bigger than that by drawing a line, a frame around it. Does that make sense? Can everybody see that okay? And I'm gonna cut out my outside line, not my inside line, because I want the outside line to be able to glue to the background, and I want the inside to be where my picture is. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the outside line. Doesn't matter if it's perfect, mine's a little wobbly too, doesn't matter, because what you're gonna do with it is glue it down. Okay, so I know I'm going a little fast right now because we've been having so much fun. I just looked at the clock. I hadn't looked at the clock too much, and that happens a lot when you're doing Zoom. And I realize we have 6 minutes left, and that's not a lot of time. So I'm going a little fast so that you guys can see all the cool ideas of what you can do with your project. Sophie, go for it.
Can we do a riddle?
Yes, please do your riddle.
Well, first the person that asked before me.
Oh, okay. You know what? But she already got to tell one riddle, so why don't you tell one? And then thank you so much for being so kind. And then if we have time, she can tell a second. So you go ahead.
Mm-hmm. You are driving a bus, and there are 12 people on the bus.
Okay.
7 people get off, 5 people get on, and 4 people leave. How old is the bus driver?
Oh my gosh. I have no idea. How would I know how old the bus driver is?
Let me read you the beginning again, okay?
Okay.
You are driving a bus.
Oh, I just got it. It's me. I am 46. Okay. Very funny. That's great. I love that joke. Okay, so I'm going to show you.
Can I tell a riddle?
What I just
Can I tell a riddle?
So I cut mine out, and in just a second you can. I glued my paper onto the back like this. And so now later, when this dries completely, I'm going to draw a picture in the middle of my frame. Okay. Now, let me show you on the other frame, this frame right here. If you want to draw a picture, it's going to be the same, except you're going to draw it not from the inside part, because that's going to be too hard to glue it. You're going to draw it from the outside part like this. And then on all these sides, and then you might have to cut it in just a little bit, but you want to be able to glue it on these parts right here. So if you draw it on the inside, it's not going to be big enough, because remember, this frame is 3D and we're going to be able to see through it. Okay, so I love this other frame. I think this frame is pretty cool. So I hope you guys will try that one maybe later when you're at home. Okay, who had a riddle? Leah?
Yeah. Is it okay if it involves like something that you're stuck in, but there's a easy way to get out?
Okay, sure. I can handle that.
So you're stuck in a castle, and there's no electricity.
You're stuck in the castle.
And there's no electricity. Nothing works there.
Okay.
And so there are 3 doors. Which one do you go through? The first one has lots of wasps and bees that once you go in there, they'll sting you, and especially on your hands.
That sounds horrible.
So you can't get through the next door that leads you to other doors, so you can get quicker. Or another one is where there are so many hungry hippopotamuses.
Oh boy, I'm afraid of hungry hippos.
And there's only water and vines.
Okay.
And the vines are very, very slippery, and they're made out of very, very skinny rope.
Okay. Sounds terrible.
And the last door is lions that haven't eaten for 3 whole days. Which one do you go through?
Oh, boy.
The lion one.
Yeah, okay.
Because they wouldn't be alive if they haven't eaten that long.
Yeah, you could just step over them, but then it brings you to some other doors.
Oh my goodness. Leah, can you save the rest of that joke for Wednesday when we'll all be together because we don't have any more time right now. So I just wanted to share with you guys an extension or something else you can do to your frame. Can you see on mine here? I put some cool little beads and things on top, and then I'm going to draw my picture on the inside. So when you guys come back on Wednesday, I'm going to tell you what you need for your supplies in just a second, but this will be, maybe we can share with each other what we've done, and we can also have our families try our puzzles. Now, our puzzles are going to be possible that you can lose them. So we want to keep all of them together with a rubber band or in a Ziploc bag. Okay? Sophie, you have a question? Go for it.
Oh, beautiful for spacious sky.
Okay, hold on, I can't hear you.
Can I share my frame?
Yes, please. Let's see, Sophie's going to share her frame.
This is my frame, but not my entire puzzle.
Okay, awesome. I can't see it. Can you shut your virtual background off for a second?
Sure.
Okay. I love that you keep coming back to my class. Very cool, but you have to make sure that you glue it together to touch. So you want to touch the pieces like this, just like so they touch together. If you put them up here, they might fall apart. Okay, I mean, I'm going to spotlight you. Okay, let me just look really quickly what supplies we are going to need for Wednesday. And then you guys can go to your snack break because I know it's snack time. Let me just.
Also, speaking of snack time, I just popped back on. If you guys want to join us, we're going to play games and stuff at 10:45. Here's the Zoom info. I'm going to put it in the chat.
Okay, great. Before we go though, don't anyone leave just a second. I'm trying to get some reason the internet's going very slow. Come on, internet. You got this. Okay.
Do you want me to pick it up?
I'm trying to find really quickly. So the materials we need for Wednesday. Give me 1 second. So sorry, friends. Okay, so for Wednesday,
tic-tac-toe
we're
game.
going to need, oh, this is going to be really fun. We're going to make a tic-tac-toe game. So you need a small or medium-sized cardboard box, a paper plate, a thick plate, a poster board, a shoebox, something that you can use as your game board, a pencil, a ruler, a marker or crayon, and 10, this is important, 10 game pieces, okay? So they could be rocks, they could be bottle caps, they could be old Lego pieces, anything you want. And then we're also going to do maybe if you have some paint, that would be super cool. If you don't, we can use washi tape, colored paper, markers, Sharpies, and we're going to make our own tic-tac-toe boards. Very, very cool. All right, so I'm going to come back. Does anybody want to share what we made?